There's no theme song.
Oh, I was really enjoying it. Dana. Beautiful.
Okay.
Saskia from Pretty Much Geeks here with Osric Chau.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm well.
I'm a big fan of you from Supernatural and Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
yeah, it's a long one.
I know I often fail at that one. So you go to a fair few conventions, right? What's your favourite thing about things like Armageddon?
I would say, I used to go to a lot of conventions. Before I was on any show, I used to go to all of the local conventions. It's just a place where you can celebrate your fandoms openly and without being ashamed. It's different now. Like, Comic-Cons and stuff were getting into the mainstream, but like 10 years ago, this was not the case, and this was one of those safe spaces that you can find people that share the same interests that you don't usually talk about at school or at work so openly.
So how did you go from being a regular punter to one of the main attractions? How did you get into acting?
By accident. I was a martial artist. I did a lot of stunt work, and then I got hired to be an actor on this TV movie because I could do my own stunt work, and that was the thing that kind of set everything off, and I just started doing acting roles only, and I never really did stunts after that.
And you do Wing Chun, right?
I started off with Wing Chun, and then I went into Wushu, and then I kind of did both, and I competed in Wushu, which is a performance martial art, so...
I don't understand. I started off...
It's a performance martial arts series. It's more akin to like a gymnastics floor routine or like a figure skating thing.
Oh, wow.
Where it's like the conditioning that is required to do it is really high, but that's the only thing that really translates well into a combat sport. So it's very much like a dance routine.
And how did you get into Wing Chun? Because I only ever heard of it through the Ip Man movies.
My mom got me and my brothers into anything and everything that she could find in the Chinese classifieds, especially if they were free or there was a trial of some sort. So we tried everything. Wing Chun was one of those things that kind of stuck. You know, we found this instructor that we really liked that was close to the house that we could take the bus to, and we just went every week for like 8 years.
Wow. Are you, a little bit of a change of subject, but are you into gaming at all?
I just came back from zombie VR killing something. It was great. Went with Ty, Drew, and Jeffrey, and I was number one by a large margin.
Oh wow!
Because they did not cover the sides, and then we died. These guys.
And we heard you had a little go at the combat axe throwing. We were just over there before, and they said you had a blast.
Yeah, it's fun.
Had you done that before?
No. How often do you get to throw axes at wood? I know. Not enough.
Dressed as Nurse Joy too. I had a good go. I wasn't very good though. Dirk Gently's Holistic... I'm going to just say Dirk.
Dirk Gently.
Dirk Gently is probably one of my favourite series in the last couple of years.
Great, isn't it?
Amazing, but it's really nuts. And you are probably one of the more nuts characters as well, the Rowdy Three. How do you take characters like that from paper to real life?
We had no idea how. Like at the beginning of the job, I talked with all the other rowdies, and all of us have worked for like 20 years in this industry, and we're like, know what to do with this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I thought it was just me. And we talked to the writer, and he kind of gave us our whole backstory and just explained what it was, and like, oh, that makes sense. And that kind of set the tone for the rest of the series. Like, there were thoughts and ideas and motivations behind everything. We just had no clue, and we couldn't really decipher what it was. So we had to, we asked a lot of questions, and they would explain a lot of things, and sure enough, what looks insane on the paper, when it came to life, it was like, oh, now it makes sense. Kind of.
It was super exciting that the Rowdy Three got more of a profile in season 2, because you kind of got a taster of them in season 1, and you're like, oh, I want to know more about these guys. What was your favourite scene? Because, I'm sure you have a lot, because there's a lot of crazy stuff, but...
It's hard when your job is just to break things. Every scene is so wonderful. Season 2, we really got to dive into Vogel a little bit more, and his relationship with the other rowdies and Amanda. And honestly, unfortunately, by the end of it, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to get a feel of who Vogel really is now that we're done. But But I really liked the motel room scenes with Amanda and like the first big fight I got to do with Mr. Priest and his goons. That was really fun. I got to do that myself. Unfortunately, it was like 4 a.m. by that time, and you know, it wasn't optimal, but that's filmmaking. So would have liked another crack at it, but it was still a lot of fun. And you know, it was like the first time in my entire career since the first job I ever got that I got to do like a big action scene. So I was excited for that.
And you've been pretty lucky with your acting career because you also were on Supernatural, which is like, and I mean, I'm a fangirl. I'm not quite up to date yet, so I'm sure you know what's going on. No spoilers, please. But I do know what happened to your character.
No spoilers to be had by me, because I don't know what's going on.
Okay, very good. But what was it like to be part of that world? Because it seems, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, it seems like quite a close, tight-knit little acting group. Mm-hmm. But what was it like entering into that after quite a few seasons?
So I didn't know anything about Supernatural going in. But as an actor, we're all freelancers. I've never had a stable job in my life, and Supernatural was the first time I ever felt that stability. You know, like, even after they killed me off when they brought me back the first time, it was just like a really nice feeling to go back to a place where you know everybody and they know you, and it was just really warm and familiar. I mean, it's real for us, and that was the first time I really felt it. So, like, the SBN family, like, to me, I know what that means for me, and that's quite special to have. I never thought I would have that on anything, especially in this career.
What's been your biggest challenge acting in anything you've done?
Usually by the time you get the job, you already know you can handle it, and it's not that crazy. So the hardest part is usually the audition. So I would say probably this last summer, I produced and acted in my first feature film. And because I produced it, I didn't have to audition for it, and because I was focused on producing it, I didn't really have time to prepare the acting stuff, and so sometimes the acting was definitely an afterthought, and I was kind of nervous. I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can handle this workload and just like jump into the scene. And you know, thankfully it's, you know, the character is basically me, so I didn't really have to do much. But like, I'd be on set, and I'm like, oh, what are we shooting? And then they would pull me on set. I'm like, I don't know any of my lines. I don't know what's going on. You know, as a producer or an actor, I was just so scatterbrained. But you know, got through it. So that was tough, just juggling producing and acting at the same time, and sometimes successfully doing neither.
Well, in a day's work, that sounds like nuts to me.
Yeah. And
you also throw in a little bit of cosplay on the side. I've seen some of your pretty impressive cosplays, actually. Do you have any favorite characters to dress up as?
I mean, they're all favorites, and that's the only reason why I've done them, is because I enjoy doing them. I don't have the time or the energy to do them anymore. My life's focus has gone more into, you know, producing and like really focusing on acting.
For people following you, what can they expect from you next? Have you got something in the works?
So I just finished my first feature film. It's called Empty by Design. You can probably find it under Empty by Design movie, maybe? Or just Empty by Design? I'm not sure. But they're on the socials somewhere. I used to control it, but not anymore.
Any reason for that?
I just got too busy. So
Okay.
a friend took it over.
Nothing scandalous, all right.
No. We're trying to get into the Sundance Film Festival. That's our first goal. I don't know if we're going to get in or not, but we're going to do a festival run wherever it ends up, and then we'll see. I have no idea how movies gets distributed, really. So this is uncharted territory, and we're going to figure it out one step at a time.
Cool. Well, we'll keep an eye out for it as well, because we love to do movie reviews, and I'm sure we'll give it a good rating.
If it's good, please write good.
Yeah.
But if it's bad, you know, feel free to write bad too.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been awesome meeting you.
Thank you very much for having me.